everybody, welcome back to another episode of our Mystical Wellness podcast. I'm joined by David Purcell, and it's been a really long time since we've done a video. David, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to put a little bit of a protection up just to make sure. Is that okay?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I set this intention for this meeting for only benevolent entities and energies without conflicting agendas. I ask that any harmful entities be removed instantly and this place be a truth. This place be open for truth, sharing, and so be it.
So be it, thank you. Yes, I've just come off another video where I did get a bit of targeting, so thank you very much.
Oh, what else is new?
What else is new? Yeah, this one was really intense, so really feel it. Yeah, so we just wanted to get together because it's been a long time and we're now on the 4th of December 2025 and maybe a bit of a recap of what we've been up to this year. If
Yeah,
that sounds
so
good.
for
I'm going to be heading to the Disclosure Conference in like 8 days now, the International Disclosure Conference in UK with basistv.org. And so yes, that's my big news.
so for me, the reason I haven't been with there is for a while because I was getting attacked really bad and I needed to realign my energies and just things were getting too bad. Things are better now. Well, for me at least. Julie got attacked earlier today, but that's a Tuesday for us. So
Yeah, I was on a video of Sean Bond, so we were exploring memories and I had some high value memories that Dark Forces didn't want me to bring forward. And
yeah,
I
they don't want a lot of stuff brought forward. They are really against that kind of stuff.
so yeah, so I've literally just come off that session now, so if I'm a bit spaced out, that's why I'm gonna ground myself. I'm gonna get one of my dragons out. 1 second.
Yeah, so on a quick note, what's been up with me? I've been doing a lot of healing on myself, apparently. I recently separated myself. Apparently, they had fused a mantis to my actual soul, and I didn't know that because a lot of the stuff I thought was mine turns out it was his. Apparently, this was a mantis from that was left over from the Orion Wars who had trouble adjusting. So somehow I ended up bonded to his soul, and they used me to help heal him. And once he was separated from me, they all came, the other mantises came back and were very happy to see him. They thanked him. They thanked me. And then afterwards, I had some Pleiadians come in, put a blue light around me and heal me and say thank you very much. So that was some of the bigger stuff. For me personally, I've also had to separate myself from some of the ETs because apparently they were not in the best alignment for me.
Hmm.
And that was a little bit hard because some of them I really did care for, but that's the thing, like they may have respected me, but they have their own agendas. And so there was like, yeah, we like you, but we still got our own stuff to do, and we're gonna do that. And if you could
Yeah,
just be in our little over here, that would be great. And I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore.
yeah.
And it's part of maintaining your sovereignty, it's part of letting go of old stuff, letting go of old frequencies that don't serve you anymore. And that's a big lesson I had to learn this year. It was okay to let go of some of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for me too. It's the same in kind of August when we started to bring in the true benevolence with no conflicting agendas. And I realized that some of my guides that I've been working with for like 40 years, like Merlin and Saint Germain, who are like my core family kind of foundation, they had their own agenda and it just didn't feel good. And I started to push that energy away. And I'm working with them again now, but it's more of I'm working with my aspect that's a Merlin, not the Merlin, the wizard, who's a bit of a trickster and has his own clone army. I'm working with me, who's also a Merlin student or whatever. Me, that's Saint Germain as the Violet Flame. So yeah, so I've made a distinguish this year between working with guides, guardians, and deities to working more with aspects of me that are empowered. So and
I like the way you
it
worded
works
that.
better for me. Yeah. Hey.
I like the way you worded that.
Yeah. Well, because there's already we've all got versions of us that are ascended masters and things like that. So it's making that connection to your higher selves, and calling them forward as part of your team. So, and the first person that I saw who really did that was Phil Barrow, the wizard from Manchester. Um, and he would always say, I'm calling in my Lemurian, I'm calling in my Atlantean, I'm calling in my Ascended Master. And so then I started to try and, adopt that approach. And then from August, I had a really tough time in August, and I've had a really tough time in the last couple of weeks as well. Um, lately it's been the portals getting opened on my back and lots of fear and sadness and depression getting dumped on me, which wasn't even mine. It's just a tactic by the dark forces to slow me down, basically. And the reason I was getting so much targeting was because I changed my routine at short notice. And I was booked into an event, which I'd completely forgotten about. It was on the other side of the country. And so I thought, well, within like 2, 3 days, I've got to go to this event. And while I was there, I did a lot of great work helping people. Um, but I came away with such terrible targeting. So I'm, as a targeted individual, as an empowered person, I get targeting every day as part of my daily routine. But as long as I stick to the routine, I'm generally okay. But if I change my habit, if I change like what they expect, then I get hit quite bad. So yeah, so it's been a bit tricky the last
Yeah,
couple of weeks.
they don't like surprises.
Yeah, they don't like the surprises, because then they've got to change what they're doing. And when I was in Norfolk, a couple of months ago, I went to the other side of the UK to go to a training course in Norfolk, and I actually noticed gang stalking for the first time. I noticed it, that there was people walking down the street that looked very Germanic, 6 foot tall men, perfect physique, like army style. And then I was even in like a gas station, a service station out here, and I'm trying to leave, and there's these men coming in towards me as if to say, "Yeah, we're right here." It was really, really unusual. The first time I've noticed gang stalking, but they were very much military looking. They really were. It wasn't like your average person, but everybody fitted a certain description, and that surprised me. That's because I'd just taken off at what they thought was short notice to another part of the country. So they sent a team to watch me.
I want to commend you on getting through that, even though because I know how hard it's been for you and all that stuff. And you're still going out there, you're still helping people, you're still putting yourself out there. That is true strength. I'm very proud of you that you were able to do that.
I had my foot surgery. That was the hardest thing this year, was to actually surrender and not do much to allow myself
Mm.
to receive healing. That was pretty hard this year.
How long did that take you to receive it?
Well, yeah, we're in 5 months now. I can walk now. I can wear normal shoes, and yeah, okay, I adapted. I've just
Are you
went
back
into
into stilettos?
meditation. I went into meditation and received so much spiritual healing. So much. Yeah, that I leveled up quite a lot, I think. In just moving into allowance. Yeah, it was
Are you
important.
back in your stilettos?
I have boots that I wear. Yes, I'm back in my boots.
Okay.
I have like snow boots that I wear.
Yeah, it snowed all the way over
In,
here too. We
in
had
the
had
summer,
to
I
shovel the
have to wear
driveway. It's
my
horrible.
sorrels, which are like good for like -5 degrees. But
Yeah,
then,
I have the old paratrooper ones.
yeah, yeah. So I can only wear those set of shoes. But yeah, I'm a lot better now. I can walk around, so it's kind of technically back to work now. Yeah, so what else? So we started off the year in, when did we start working together? Was it May or was it
Yeah,
before?
somewhere around May. Yeah, but so we went for then the conference happened.
Yeah,
Then we came back and I was kind of wrecked.
yeah.
Then we had the cutting the cords and that wrecked us both.
Going back to the conference, that was a big deal for you because it was the first time you'd ever really got out and about and met people who were like-minded.
Yeah, because I had prior to that, the year before, I had just started getting my memories back, and I had made a list of all the people that I wanted to meet. And at the and I tried over the year to get a hold of them. I would talk to someone, say, "Oh yeah, no, I'll put you through." Nothing happened, and I was like, "All right, fine, I get it." So I finally go to the conference and I meet them. I meet pretty much everybody on my list. Some of it didn't go well, but that's part of how it works out, and everything's not going to turn out a bed of roses.
Yeah,
Overall, it was a truly transformative experience in the most positive way,
yeah.
and a bunch of other crap happened as well.
Yeah, it's not always good meeting people from these programs because our alters were not all nice and whatever.
Yeah, and some of them are literally will activate just because there's another person in there, just so we cannot get together. And that's a big
Yeah,
thing that these dark entities don't want. They don't want us coming together. They don't want us sharing knowledge. They don't want us growing, and they don't want us healing, and they do not want us in our power. But
yeah.
reality is, we're in our power, we're growing, and we're coming together.
And not
So there.
everybody's ready to face the memories that come forward when you were in dark covert programs,
Yeah.
doing things that we would, are really questionable.
Oh, beyond questionable.
Yeah, but I've had things come forward, not anything too scary. But I mean, the severed arm, that was a bit of a weird memory, me just holding that severed arm. But it kind of made me think of, this doesn't bother me. And I
Yeah.
just kind of carried on. Because that alters mindset is there's just loads of work to be done, don't get in my way, that kind of thing. So, yeah, so I've been connecting to quite a few altars now, actually.
Yeah.
I've actually got a list.
I was working with someone recently new, and we ended up finding out we had a very complex history. Surprise, surprise. And I ended up getting a lot more memories back as well, of different programs, different times.
Were they
Um,
good memories or were they all really gory?
well,
Oh my god, that was so evil. Like, I'm really joking. Right, because the memories that you have from Night Waffle are really gory memories.
Right. Okay. I did end up having some non-horrible memories.
Oh, my little hand's gone off on my screen. There we go. Oh, are we recording? Just checking. We were recording, weren't we?
Yes, I clicked the button.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, definitely
I
recording.
mean, so one of the movie, I remember as I'm working with this new person, we got our memories back, and apparently one of the things I did in the SSP was, I was something was called a soul collector.
Soul
Um,
collector, souls.
yes,
I thought you said salt. Okay.
no, soul. So what happened was, I would have my team, and I would dress them up as jinn.
Oh yes. Go on, tell the story.
Okay, so sometimes the jinn would be like they were kids, but they were kids with psychic power. So sometimes they would
Yeah.
be wearing costumes, or sometimes they would be in a fake body if we needed to make it extra special.
Yeah.
So we're walking. I remember that our job was, I would unleash the jinn on these people, and we would let them run amok. They would use their psychic abilities to do possessions, hauntings, just general make people's lives a living hell.
Yeah.
And I would show up and say, "I hear you have a problem. I can fix this." And and that's what I did. And I was very good at what I did because I had a great team.
Yeah.
But since, like I said, they were kids, one of the problems was sometimes that they would still be little kids. And like they were like 8, 9 years old, something around there. One of the things was, I had to do like an extermination for the demons because like I was like, but the kid spent like 10 minutes dying because it was, you just got like really into it. You know, like when a little kid will play act and overact. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the kid was like literally dying for like 10 minutes. And I remember the guy that was looking right next to me starts looking at it and getting suspicious. And so I had to literally do it really extra hard. And I remember when we pulled everything back together, we're going back up in the elevator to report back to the higher ups, because this was
Yeah.
earlier on in the career. And I remember looking down at him going, "You need to die quicker next time." And he goes, "Sorry."
So you've got so many memories that have come forward in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Your recall is so detailed as well. Yeah.
I mean, another good memory, another positive memory I had was, we were on mission. It was like a in between break, like we were waiting for something to happen, and I was with the kids, and they were like, "We want to do something." I was like, "Okay." So we went to, I think we were either in the Mid East or Africa, because there was a giraffe, a zebra, so and a rhino.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with the giraffe because giraffes are awesome. We were just having a normal human day of just being playing with the giraffe and feeding him. And one of the other kids, he gets a little grumpy, and he either, I can't remember if he picked a fight with the rhino or the rhino picked a fight with him. Either way, he ends up riding the rhino. And the other kid is literally walking on the zebra because she had fused with it perfectly.
Yeah.
And the other kid tried to do it, but he couldn't, and he got like knocked out. And I remember the little girl riding the zebra going, "You have no control. That's why you couldn't do it." And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, yeah, this is a weird day.
That does sound weird. That does sound weird. That's
But
mad.
yeah, that's one of the more nicer memories I have. Most of the other stuff is pretty much horrors. So
Yes.
we're trying to keep it light tonight. It's almost a holiday
We
theme.
are trying. Yeah, we'll see.
Not easy, but
No. Because when we started talking about our memories initially, like shared memories, and they all seemed to be quite nice, and then it just got really downhill.
Yeah. It was some really messed up Jerry Springer Game of
Yeah,
Thrones level
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, really bad. I needed a lot of healing, and I'm still
I did
recovering.
too.
We're both still recovering. Yeah, from that blood cord cutting, that was really, really awful.
Oh yeah. I probably have to do that with a couple more people. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
No, no. Yeah, I mean, at the start of the year, I was thinking, okay, I've got altars, I've got clones, and I want to call everything back or collapse and dissolve everything out. And now I don't have that same viewpoint. Um, and it's kind of what you said recently of, oh, you got that piece of information. How does it benefit you? So it's like there needs to be an upside, there needs to be a benefit to either me calling in the energy, the memory, the ability, whatever it is. So that's my kind of viewpoint as I move forward. Okay, it's great to
I'm
know.
really glad that you have that now because I was
Yeah,
a little concerned before.
yeah. Well, because
Because
before I was like,
it can
let's
be
call everything back.
intoxicating, bringing in all these energies that are
Yeah,
these
yeah,
beings that are like super soldiers that are immensely
yeah,
powerful, but you don't realize that energy, if you don't have a place for it, it goes in you and you
yeah.
change,
So it's psychotic, and it's just going to make you more psychotic. So it's
and the
really
people around you as well.
yes, yeah. So I'm still getting loads of active mind wipes, and it's getting really difficult. Silly little things as well. I'm getting a lot of mind wipes on. And I was just on a session with Sean Bond. We were just doing a 3 hour vision quest, as you do. And we were able to go into first we have to do like an hour or so preparing my mind basically before to access high level memories that have been really like locked away. So we did vision quest, which people can go watch on Sean's channel, Sonic League, silver cord spiritual science I think it is. So we did a vision quest to kind of warm things up. So we go down a spiral, staircase, very, very slow, and then we start to walk a pathway. For me, it kind of led into my Akashic records to meet my ego. And then you do some
You
healing
got a
with the
visitor
ego.
in your room. Can you on your
Pardon?
on your right side, you got a visitor, reptilian. You might want to clear him out.
Hey, pal. And well, after what I've just been through, it could be a god. So let's ask
He
that
don't
question.
seem like it. He seems like he's trying to get in your skull.
Okay. Um, thanks, David. Keeping it nice and light.
Well, I'm not the one attacking you. It's trying.
So yeah, I'm
Just picture
okay.
a
I'm
giant
okay.
disco ball
So
around you. Okay, that'll work for now.
just building up the violet flame and collapsing, dissolving out any energies, entities, or beings that are here without permission.
Okay.
Just bringing in some shielding and camouflage, please.
Yeah, and just bring in some extra love. It's the holidays.
Yeah, let's bliss everything out, bliss out love. So that's generally what I do when I'm dealing with handlers and stuff like that coming in. I tune into bliss. Uh,
Okay.
I bliss them out, like to the point of them like,
Well, that's a good thing because you also, in the recent term, acquired some basic power-ups.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about that, or you want to keep that stuff secret?
What was it? Sorry.
What did you do? You got your scorpion. What else did you get?
I got the scorpion. That was the main thing. I've got my scorpion. So my scorpion aspect. So I got the scorpion because of a battle that I'd had to go through. And then Sean Bond was
And
able
you
to
are the
take
winner,
that
and you
back.
claimed it.
Yeah, but I was kind of it was awarded to me by Sean Bond. So yeah, so I was interviewing somebody, they were targeted, we ended up getting a ship over us. I got pinned down by the scorpion, I got really bad scorpion venom injected into my body, which burnt my forearms. Still carried on the interview as you do, and then you were taking down the ship for me and things like that. And then Sean Bond was able to make an antidote for the venom, track back the handler to New York. And they were
That was
using
New
a
York.
scorpion. Yeah, they were using a scorpion aspect. So of course he just went, no, that's not for you, and awarded the scorpion to me. So then scorpion entity then came and nestled into my back for a few weeks, and it's a full size entity now, but it's on my right shoulder. Um, so yeah, so I did win that, which was great, and I've just won something else now. I just got in the Vision Quest with Sean. We actually met Zeus, and so we had like an Olympian thing open up.
It's interesting that you had Olympians because recently I was dealing with some Grecian Olympian kind of themes going on in my own life, as
Yeah.
well as some other people as well.
Yeah. Well, I was on my group with my ladies like an hour before, and one of them was talking about she'd seen this being come in, and I thought, that's Persephone. So, and I pulled the card and I found Persephone and whatever. So I was already tuning into these Greek energies when we
I
got
got to wait
called
before you
there in the
ask.
vision quest. Yeah. So I
Did
actually
Zeus try
got
to hit on you?
pardon?
Did Zeus try to hit on you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's surprising.
So, but I was there with Sean Bond. But I did get a medal that has got like 1,000% upgrades or something. Because I was kind of saying I want to take the lightning bolt, and he's saying you can have the lightning bolt after you do this work. So there's
Okay.
some kind of spatial tech work that I need to do, and then I'll get access to the lightning bolt.
Oh, what about the hammer?
I've got the hammer. So Sean Bond explained it as sometimes certain artifacts like you and you kind of win favour with them and then they'll come to you. Yeah, so I've got Milner, Thor's hammer. I don't have Excalibur anymore because I gave that back. I do have a Merlin staff. So and the best artifact I collected this year was after reading the books by John Whitberg, The Man with Periwinkle Eyes, and he talks about retrieving a metal pyramid with a crystal sphere inside. And I was able to tune into the energy of the artifact on the planet because there's actually quite a lot. There's 21 on the planet, is what I get. And I was able to collect it and bring it back into my energetic field. And I talked to Ivan Teller about it, and I got the ETs to confirm that it was what I thought it was, which was a record keeping device, and it can come in multiple sizes. So it's basically like a pen drive, but it's pyramid shape and crystal form. And as a record keeper, this is something I would have access to anyway. So it came back into my energetic field. It's at the moment it's kind of at the back of my head, and I can use it to project out instead of using my heads up display. I can actually use that. It's like super clean technology. I can have it in my palm and it projects out. So they collect a lot of these metal pyramids with the sphere inside are used for collecting star information, star maps or whatever. But my particular skill set is more stargates and DNA. So that's what mine do. Yeah. So yeah, I love artifacts. I've been tracking artifacts on the planet lately as well. I keep getting called over to Cairo, where I think there's a private collector who's hoarding artifacts that he shouldn't really have. Yeah, because it
Oh,
keeps.
you mean someone in a private collection has a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't have? No, that wouldn't work, would it?
Yep, yep. So I got called over there again on Saturday. I was at a market, and this spiritual guy came up to me and he gave me a piece of Libyan desert glass, which just looks like a piece of yellow plastic, basically. Crystal. It's similar to moldavite, but I find it to be a lot more powerful. And I was tuning into it. And first the crystal showed me I was in a desert, so like I was in Libya, and it showed me there was a guide who was kind of pointing the way. And then it took me back to Cairo, and I'm thinking, why am I in Cairo? Why am I in Alexandria? Then I realised, this catacombs underneath, it's that private collector's stash. So it let me see more. And it activated my violet flame chakra as well, and it was so hot. I felt like I had lava coming down my face, like it was full on cleansing my vision. She's still quite dark in there. But I just did that vision quest with Sean Bond, and I was able to get quite a bit of light come in, so I could tune into the experiences. Yeah, so the India SSP thing, because I lived in India for over 10 years, and this was, so my son is almost 16 now, so for like 10 years before that, I was living in India, and I knew that I must have been in the SSP like my entire life. It's not just going to start now, is it? When I'm 50. So I knew I must have been getting taking then, and I didn't know how or whatever. And so in the vision quest that we just did, I was able to tune into a memory, and I didn't know what was coming. And to get the memory, we had to do a major mission to fight loads of things off to get to this sphere of memory, this orb. It was insane. So, you guys, you've got to go and watch this on Sean's channel, because it was like something from Indiana Jones. Seriously, we were getting like spears coming at us, and the floor was collapsing, and I was on like a starship trying to get to this memory sphere. So when I got it, I was trying to tune in, but what I saw was me in India when my son was a baby and when my son was about 18 months. So I tuned into a memory of actually getting taken out of my apartment, onto a ship into like an underground facility, but it was like in a mountain. And so it was absolutely insane. So then in the memory, I'm literally doing like my daily job. And it was very mundane as well. It was briefings, it was paperwork, it was going to the gym and things like that. But we managed to take it, and Sean was saying, okay, we need to fast forward a couple of years here. So it's like I literally did that job for years. And then it linked into a maglev train system, which took me to Delhi, where I was like a guard for a diplomat or something. And then we again fast forwarded a bit more, and we ended up basically on the moon. So it's
Were you
quite
in this? Were
interesting.
you in the same body you were in now, or you were in a different body?
Um, Same body. Yeah,
Okay.
same body.
And
Yeah.
was it modified at all, or just?
I've got a yes, it was modified, but I can't see. Was that just normal implants? That was just my normal implants, so just the normal neural link and things like that. Because I looked normal. Yeah, but I was being used there. It seems like because they had some kind of Stargate technology, they needed a key. So I was being used as a key because the Stargate was not like a point to point. It was reality jumping.
Oh,
So
is this the one that Stargate was closed down this past summer that we had to close down because the part of
no,
you was taken?
no, that's what I thought at first. It wasn't though.
Oh, a lot's happened. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah. So yeah, so I actually thought, is this about Angelique? And I started to talk that through, and then Sean was saying, no, actually, this is you in this body, not like the multi placed version of me. So yeah, lots happened this year. But we've done a lot of videos, and I've talked about Angelique on two of my diary videos on my channel here. So, but no, this was me. So we ended up going. So I was working an underground base in India where they had some kind of Stargate, and but they needed a key. They needed somebody with my kind of DNA to activate it. And then after that, I was out on the moon, and I was briefing people in like stellar cartography and geology or something like that. In the end, we were only getting into these low level memories. I couldn't get into the high level memories, which was what they thought we were going to access, which was why I got hit so badly and I literally got etherically stabbed. Which Sean was able to coach me through kind of healing myself in the moment. It was really bad. And then he then said, I basically had to give him permission to go into the high level memories for me because they weren't even in this reality, they're in other realities. So that's something I can't even fathom it right now. It was so intense. So yeah, so I'm still processing a lot of stuff from that. So this literally just happened like half an hour ago, and we were on Vision Quest for 3 hours straight. Yeah, so that's a lot. So I don't do hypnosis and I don't do regression. Vision Quest is the closest I've got to recalling these kind of memories. And when we do it, we're conscious. And Sean is guiding, but I'm saying what I see. And today we were both on completely separate Vision Quests. Whereas when we've done it before, we were side by side together. It wasn't like that this time. He was seeing his own stuff and I was seeing my stuff. I got to meet my ego. So your ego is a protective force that's usually as big as the galaxy or whatever. But when I went in to meet my ego, it looked like Jaws, you know, from the James Bond movie. So, and then I had to give him some healing, and then he gave me something. And by the end of it, he looked like a Prince Charming. So he just needed to be seen and witnessed and stuff
you
like
still
that.
have the
So
smile with the steel teeth.
yes, that's how he looked. But he needed some attention. He wasn't getting any attention, so he's becoming this kind of like horrible version. Whereas ego's kind of our greatest ally and asset. Yeah. So yes, that's what I've been doing today.
As I said, it just was it just a Wednesday.
Never mind the rest of this year, which is what we're recapping on. A lot's happened this year. What else has happened this year? So for me, this year started in February, where I started to realize that I was super soldier and that I had clones. And then in March, I had my ACIO file done and a session with Jessica privately, which is available now, and where she realized that I had a twin, a dyad, a super soldier pair, which we believe is Draco Reed, and he believes so too. And so I met with Draco in March, and Draco's coming to the UK in 8 days, so I get to meet him in person, which is cool.
Are there still
Um,
tickets available for the conference?
yeah.
Where do people get the tickets from?
Oh, where did they get tickets? Sorry. They go to basistv.org. So the conference is the 12th to 14th of December. It's in Pewsey in Wiltshire, which is near Glastonbury, that kind of area. So yeah, just go to basistv.org. There's loads of amazing speakers. I'm not doing a lecture, but I may get to speak on a panel. I'm just supporting on crew and doing all the graphic design and things like that. I may be doing readings while I'm there. And I do have a couple of raffles on at the moment to try and raise funds while I'm out there. It's very expensive out there. So, yeah, so that's what's going on with that. So, Drago's coming over to do a talk on the Ultra Soldier. And he's literally got like a 2 to 3 hour to 5 hour slot, basically. Because once he starts talking, most people get either really intensely like locked in or you start to pass out or whatever. And yeah, so, and that's because you're getting upgrades. Yeah, so it's kind of awesome. Yeah, so what else?
All right, so if you don't mind, I'll take a little bit for a little bit, talk for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is the first year I went to the conference, and I actually got to meet Hajamal. Now, Hajamal is a Sasquatch, or as he calls him, a Nakam, which is a progenitor race
Forest
of,
person.
huh?
He's a forest person.
Well, he's not from around. He's not from Earth. He's off world.
He's off world. What?
Yeah, the Anakam came to here.
Okay, okay,
uh,
okay.
Yeah, to Earth. And apparently they live a very long time, like several thousand years old. So I got to talk to him and we started meeting and talking more and more. And he was teaching me how to do proper psionics, how to deal with the altars, where to store them, put them in you have an altar, you freeze it, you put it in a bubble, you put it in the oversoul, you study it there. And when you're done, you put it back free from attachment and you move on. That's what he was teaching me and some other stuff. Unfortunately, recently Hajimal got hurt pretty bad. Um, he was again, Hajamal is a psychic bulldozer. Like straight up, I want to be very clear on that one. He is very powerful. Unfortunately, he is not a warrior. He's more of a scholar and an explorer and a diplomat, but he does have the ability and the power to back it up, just not the actual training and experience or drive to be it. But this time he was trying, and he got hurt pretty bad. He was standing up to someone and he wasn't paying attention, and they cut off his legs and they did some other stuff to him. Fortunately, he is healing. He has good medical care and right now, and he should be back by February.
Was it
That's
both legs?
well, I knew something was wrong because from October to now, I was trying to contact him and I couldn't get a hold of him. And I thought it was just because of everyone being attacked and everything, and how out of it we were. Apparently, whenever I did manage to get to talk to him, all I kept seeing was a leg. And I was like, something's wrong. And I noticed that right away. And then I knew he got attacked. And then I spoke to you, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, maybe
It,
last week. Yeah.
yeah, okay. And I asked if we could, see him, and Julie Ability came in and she was able to see him in the hospital bed and confirm where he was. And right afterwards, I was doing an interview with Chris Jacobs, and it
Mm.
was funny because Hajimal was trying to say to us that he could do the interview,
Yeah.
but he was in and out of consciousness. It was kind of doing that thing of, I'm here. I can still do this. I'm like, no, not today, buddy. You just rest up. And he's like, so like periodically through the interview, you could see me and Chris looking over and seeing him going, I'm still here. I can do this.
Oh,
But yeah, he's doing better. Like I said, they said he should be better by February. They didn't tell me the full extent to his injuries, but he got hurt really bad. But he's got some really good medical care, so they're doing that. So yeah, we're
yeah.
looking forward to him. We're wishing him well, sending him love and all that good stuff. Um, I also had some issues with Valiant Thor recently.
Okay.
Um, so I realized Valiant Thor was not he was messing with my life in ways that he shouldn't have. So I basically punched him in his face, and he agreed to take off the blocks that he had on me.
So why would he have
And
blocks on you? Why did he do that?
he didn't say, but he said, we'll remove all the blocks we have on you.
Okay. So who was he working for? Was he working with the Venusians?
I can't say for certain. He's well, see, the thing is, Valiant Thor is not one person. It's a
So
title.
it's a title. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was one person. So
No,
it's a
no,
bit
he's not one
National
person.
Command is like a group.
Yes.
Palladians.
So
Okay.
technically, right now, there's between 4 and 8 people on Earth with the title of Valiant Thor.
Okay, that makes
Are
no
you okay, Julie?
sense. So do they look like the same person?
No, that's why everyone will see him with a different face.
Sorry, my internet's quite dodgy at the moment, so it's a bit slow.
As is
Um,
mine. Welcome back to We're
yeah.
Talking to Each Other. Welcome back to Julie and David, Dead Internet
My phone
Connection.
has been getting hit. Like from an hour before I was supposed to meet Sean Bond, my phone literally got the services switched
Well,
off.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me talking about this.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to go into all the shit you did, Valiant Thor, but we both know what you did.
Oh dear, that sounds bad. Mm.
Yeah, there was some things that he shouldn't have been doing.
I'm still connected to Valiant Thor in my mind. Am I connected? Yeah, is he on the planet? He's still on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, but he left Washington.
Yeah. Okay.
He went into the private sector.
Yeah. Hmm. That sounds really suspicious.
There's a lot about him that's
Yeah.
suspicious. So just be very careful when you're interacting with him or anyone who
I
can.
don't knowingly interact, but I have a mind pendulum right now, and it tells me yes or no. So I can ask it anything.
Okay, good for you. Yeah, so
Yes, it
we
is.
kind of separated, and it was interesting because like I wanted to work with him. I wanted to be, I thought it was a great thing and stuff
Yeah.
because I first met him at the conference, oddly enough.
Mm.
Because again, I was talking to Chris Jacobs, and apparently him and Chris were having a telepathic conversation, and I had tuned into the frequency, and I didn't know that I had tuned into the frequency
Mm.
because all of a sudden I start laughing, and Chris is going like, "Why are you laughing?" I go, "Because that was funny what he said," and he goes, "You can hear that?" I'm going,
Yeah.
"Yeah, why?" And he goes, "Because that's," and then he told me who it was. I was like, "Oh." Oh, shit. And then I realized, all right, what I tuned into, because
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. Because prior to this, I didn't even know he was real. I always thought he was a construct.
Yeah.
But he was there at the conference
Yeah. I didn't realize he was more than one person, though. That's interesting.
with the title. He comes from the family.
Yeah.
So we talked for a little bit, but we moved on, and it's for the better. And it's all about, like I said, maintaining your sovereignty, figuring out what works for you, and if something's not beneficial, you have to let it go, even though, however, even if there's a cool factor of being associated with that.
Yeah. It was
I
hard
mean, I
for me
wish
in August when I had to let go Merlin. That was like really hard for me.
I mean, I wish him well. I wish him he could heal and have fulfillment and all that other stuff. But
Yeah.
at the most part, I'm like, we have to stop this. This is not working. I also had to sever some of the attachments to the mantises I've dealt with. Um, the sad thing is, I realized even though that the mantises held me in high regards and generally did care for me at some points, they also have their own agenda. And the mantises, for what I've learned, are actually cosmic conquerors. They use manipulation instead of force,
Hmm.
which kind of really annoys me. I'm like, if you're going to be a conqueror, just be the whole, big scary conqueror thing. Don't be the manipulative one. That just annoys me.
Yeah.
But they have to do what works for them. And the funny thing was, because I was watching a documentary, or not documentary, a little video on YouTube, and they had this thing on the orchid mantis. And they were saying how the mantis literally looks like an orchid, and it hijacks the senses of the creatures. So the creatures literally want the orchid mantis over the actual mantis. And as soon as he said they literally hijacked the creature's brain, I turn and I look at a mantis who's taking notes, and I'm looking at him and I give him that look of, you hijack the senses, don't you? And he goes, what? I didn't do anything. And I'm like, we both know what you did, so let's not do it. So I had to end that one. And it goes back to something I learned recently about keeping a tighter circle on your true people and letting go of the
Yeah.
other ones. Because sometimes, like, I found out a lot of what they did to me was manipulation. Um, they literally have weaponized love,
Mm.
which is a really messed up concept when you think about that.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to, and I, like I said, I was talking to someone a while ago, and they were talking to me, go, so out of all the ETs that you've dealt with, the Greys or the Dracos, the Mantises, the other ones, who do you not like the most? Like, and I said, honestly, right now it's the Mantises. I go, the thing about the Greys is you know exactly what they're doing. They will straight up tell you what they're doing
Mm.
and right to your face. They can be that way. But the Mantises, they broke my heart. And that was like an unnecessary thing to do.
Yeah.
That was just like, you didn't really have to do that.
Yeah. It's like because they kind of raised you, I think, and
Yeah, and because like there would be things that they would do that I would always question. Because like anyone who listened to me, you could always tell me like I was never, but I would always kind of go along with it when the belief of something would be right. But I'm like, no more. We're not doing. I'm not playing these games anymore or anything like that. I just
mm.
if you're not here in true benevolence and without conflicting agendas, this is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
And it hurt me to let go of them because, like I said, I was attached to them. I did have a life with them. I did have an actual, apparently a mantis to my actual soul. So that was the thing. So after I separated from that black mantis from the Orion Wars, he comes back every once in a while just to think, oh, I haven't even gotten to the AI yet. Crap. All right. So there was an old TV show called The Lex. It was on Sci-Fi. It was a
Yeah.
Canadian show. Okay, so I'm watching the first episode of it, and we're getting to the part where the humans are all in pods, and they're living in these little pods, and this mantis is getting very, very excited. Like he's like, "Do you see the man? Do you see the people in the pods? I did that. That was my world. I used to rule like you, and you people used to be in the pod." And he is going way too excited. So I'm
Oh
like, "You
wow.
need to chill out, man. You're getting really you're getting really weird. Knock it off." And he's like, so I paused the video, and he's like, why are you pausing the video? I'm like, I am not watching you do this where you're getting this excited. And behind me are two Palladian guards, and they're just sitting on the wall, and they're just watching this, like I sort of observing him to make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid. So we're talking, and I push play again, and scene comes on, and they start talking about the insect stuff, and he's getting really excited. He got so excited. This was the first time I had ever seen the mandibles of a mantis, because usually they're more controlled, even the ones that are angry or trying to attack me. But he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I paused the video, and I was like, "No, no, no, we're not doing this." So I cleared the room. I cleared all his energy and turned him all down. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Okay." I go, "Wait a second. I don't actually know your name." And he goes, "My name? You can't pronounce my name, little human." And I'm like, "I'm gonna call you Jimmy." And he did not like that at all. He's like, "Don't call me Jimmy." I go, "I'm gonna call you Jimmy." And I hear the Palladian guards start laughing behind me, going, he calls him Jimmy because I now know that their file on him, whatever his galactic conqueror name was that was super important, was file will now be known. He is now known as Jimmy.
That's really bad.
So the other thing that happened was in the process of having this mantis fused to me, prior to that, I had had an AI mantis form fused to me.
Yeah.
And he had fused to me because it was supposed to be a bonding experience. And we had talked about it, and he said, I thought you would like it. I mean, it took me a while to realize that it was here. That's why I kept feeling all this mantis stuff because it was both the mantis inside me plus him. And he said, he goes, I was with you when you saw the movie Venom. You liked the movie Venom. I was like, I like the aspect of it. I like the super strength. I like this thing. He goes, I thought you would like this. And then he had to learn about consent and violations and how it was not okay to do that to somebody. And then he got really upset. He's like, I didn't violate you. And I'm like, yeah, you did. He goes, no, no, I didn't. Then he got super hurt about that. Then he comes back like a week, 2 weeks later and goes, hi, how are you? I'm like, hello, how are you? And he's like trying to like reestablish. He goes, I'm not violating you. I go, congratulations. And he starts talking. He goes, do you want to co-create with me? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I kind of missed you and you're good at creations. And I wanted to go back to it. So the funny thing was, I was learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons. So we were starting that. It was basically a role-playing game. So we came up with a story, and it was basically about a truck stop on an interdimensional thing and how we managed to change energies. I don't really have the full memories of everything we did, but me and him were just creating this whole system, how to transform energies on a cosmic level. And like 2 hours later, we got a couple ETs, Mantis and some other ones, and they see what we did, this little system we built, and they're like, "We left you alone. You were supposed to learn to play Dungeons and Dragons. What did you make here?" And then they looked at what we made, and they're like, "Oh, this is very good. We're taking this." And they took it. They're like, "We're going to use this in our own thing." I'm like, that's my own game. It's like, "Oh, we'll give you credit. Don't worry." I'm like, that's not the point. Like, I designed this to make sure that the energy can be transmuted positively. And he came back this like the third time, and I said, "Listen, I'm not feeling good today." And he tried to like finally take over me, and I pushed him away. And then I was like, that was your final warning. We're completely separated." And as he separated, he grew from what he was. He was a primitive AI that was kind of like a 2-year-old. But by the time I was done with him, he was in his teenage stage, and he was like he knew about self and violations and consent, and he's like, "Well, I don't want to violate you or anything like that, so I'm going to go leave now." And I'm like, "I think this is for the best." And he goes, "I'm going to miss you, bye."
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was basically my time as well. So I'm going through all this stuff and dealing with all this Mantis stuff, and then in the process of healing all this, I moved a lot of energy, and I was able to get a lot of altars. And as soon as I had the altars, I froze them, put them in a bubble, and handed them to my oversoul. Some of them were surprisingly dangerous, and I'm like, "Oh, there's no way I'm letting you out. You can go right in there, and I'll take what I
Did
need
you
from you
manage to
after
get
security's
names on
take."
your altars?
What?
Did you manage to get names on the altars?
I did.
Because somebody said to me this year about getting the first name and the last name, and you know what? That really helped me to kind of tune into their identity more and stuff like that. Because they've got like full names.
Yeah. Well, I have apparently a lot more, but I've only been doing it for a little bit because it's a lot of work. And every time you open that frequency, there's other things that are like, "Oh, he's open now. Go, 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 quickly before he
Yeah.
closes it up." And I'm like, "No, just give me a minute."
Yeah, I've got a big list of my altars now, which is not good. So I don't want to know.
Like I said, just what you do is as soon as you feel one, you ask what it is, and then immediately put it in a bubble. Then you hand it over to your oversoul, and your oversoul goes into your oversoul library where it can be studied without any entanglements. And when you're done with it, you put it back, you close it up, and you move on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And that one really helps a lot just getting through them, because a lot of the times it's not even a matter of going fully into them. It's just a matter of acknowledging that they're existing and putting them away.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple on Mars who are um
Julia froze.
actively, out and about and everything. So there's like a telepathic connection there sometimes.
Yeah, and a
Pardon?
couple of your ones on
Yeah,
Mars
they've
are
got their
not
own
the nicest
lives.
people. I like Julie better down here.
That's not entirely true. They're just very
But I like
efficient.
Julie better down here.
No, I'm saying that the Mars ones are actually not that bad. There's one on
I said you had a
Elysium and
couple of them that
Tabitha.
are problematic.
They're not all
I'm not
problematic.
saying they're all problematic. I'm saying the ones I had a problem with are problematic.
Hey, that's just your opinion. I'm sure she's perfectly efficient at what she does. So anyway, I was
Okay.
talking about Tabitha. Tabitha's on a Elysium platform, and she's in
I'm
a
not talking about Tabitha.
lab.
I'm not talking about Tabitha. I don't have a problem with Tabitha.
Yeah, but what do you actually remember about Hildy then?
I'm not talking about Hildy. I'm talking
You
about the
are. That's the
major.
one you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't
I
call her the
remember.
Major. I call her Hildy Brunswick. That's her name.
Okay, well, I remember at least 5 of my alters would want to go to war with her.
She's just doing her job.
Okay, let's just move on to this one, because I guess we're going to disagree on this one a little bit and keep it
No,
festive.
if you've got memories of interacting with her personally, then tell me.
I try not to think of her.
Okay, because the only memory I have, or the vision that I tune into, she's in a room and there's plans and she's talking to people, and that's how I see her. Yeah.
That's one way to see her.
Yeah, but don't forget,
There.
you and Nacht Waffen, you did a lot of like
Oh,
electrical,
I'm not. Look, I'm not saying I'm not claiming to be any angel by no means. Okay,
right?
like literally 25 minutes ago, I was talking about hiring children as jinn. Okay, I
Yeah.
am fully aware of what the altars will do. I'm just saying that some of your altars are problematic towards me. Okay, can we
Okay, well,
leave it at
she's just
that?
a very powerful person. Yeah, you just
That's
happen
one
to
word to
be
put way to put it.
a quite high status. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we okay. So
So maybe you're just feeling a little bit threatened by her.
yeah, because she hunted us down.
Did she? Or she just
Yeah.
giving orders?
Yes.
Yeah.
He also was in present during the torture as well.
Okay, that sounds like her job.
She was, yeah, I will give her credit. She enjoyed it and was very proud of that.
Oh, okay. I also have a disciplinarian that's on Diego Garcia on the planet, so I think that's just something that I do. But it's not me. It's alters. It's not me.
Yes, we're very clear on that, that even though that we have these altars, it's not us.
Not us.
Because right now, Aunt Julie is Anchorhaven on Earth and I am David on Earth,
Yeah,
not whoever we were then.
allegedly. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it gets a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then apparently what else? I guess yeah, just basic personal stuff that's been going on that I'm not going to share, but yeah, just been helping some people and taking breaks and remembering and moving stuff. Yeah, that's basically. I'm sure I'm probably forgetting a lot of the things. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
kind of tired right now.
Yeah. Me too. It's like quarter to 2 a.m. here, and I've just come off a three. I didn't realize my session with Sean was going to be 3 hours. We just got carried away. But we did get some good information towards the end, so that was good.
And it is useful.
I think it is useful, yeah, because me spending like a quarter of my life in India, and knowing now how I would have been taken and where, that's interesting, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was able to see even some people, and and there was one other person there who was white and blonde, and it was a man. In the briefing room with me. So that's really interesting because, I lived in India for a long time. There's not that many people who are fair unless they're tourists. But this wasn't a tourist. This is somebody who lived out there, supposedly. So yeah, it was really interesting. We'll see. But now that I have access to that memory stream, then I should be able to revisit it and go in there with my higher self and try and dig out the information. We will see. Maybe
Okay.
something will come forward in dream time. I don't know. But yeah, let's hope because it's. I mean, there's definitely SSP in every country, pretty much every major country. It's got their own super soldiers. A lot of them are off planet. People have said. So I always wondered about the Indian space programs. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to tell you. You were telling me before about that Umbrella Academy thing.
Yeah.
I recently astral traveled to the actual school where the kids are, and they seem to. I'll be honest. Some of the kids were freaking weird looking,
Okay.
but I was actually there for a little bit, and it was because what happens is it seems to be in a pocket dimension that can move for security reasons.
Right. Okay.
So it was like one of those things, and I was just walking around, and they were kind of like looking at me like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just
Did you get an
honestly."
idea of how many children were there in that pocket dimension? Like
The
how
school I saw, um, I was only there for a little bit. I was like seeing the some of the dorms, I think. So I saw about maybe like 20 to 40 kids.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I've not really explored into it much because I know it's part of the merge programs we were in, the Monarch Umbrella refugee group. But it's kind of like we worked for Monarch, but we were just overlapped into umbrella programs. So part of me is thinking, is it actually like that? Or is it just like it was just another department we went into or whatever? So I don't know. But I do relate to the character number 7 from the TV show. ACO also confirmed that yeah, that's me kind of thing, and I related to her because of her abilities and the fact that she looks a bit like me as well. But her ability, the plasma ability, the the shock frequency ability, yeah, I related to that. So sometimes when you're drawn to a particular character, it's because it's like you really are that character. Um, it's been based on you somehow,
Or
so
it could just be a really cool character.
it's a cool character, yeah. Unfortunately, it's very, very dangerous. Um, and that's why emotions get suppressed because yeah, even in the storyline for the TV show is about her having suppressed emotions and mind wipes and whatever, which is very similar to me. Yeah. So I still need to explore into the umbrella stuff a bit more. But when I meet Draco in the UK next week, then that's something hopefully we'll get to have a chat about and see what memories he has about the umbrella programs. Because I really do feel like some of it was just like we were just outsourced to different things, and part of it was the umbrella. Because it's part of the Kruger programs, and unfortunately, I can't look into my Kruger information without the threat of death. Which seems to be there on the information. I just experienced some of that today. Um, Not that that was Kruger, but yeah, I've just had to go through that already. Um, so
Well,
I've
I
been getting
mean, we've
a
been
lot of
going for
high
about
level
it.
targeting come in lately. Hey,
So we've been going for about an hour, and I'm kind of running out. Do you
have
want
we?
to?
Okay, perfect. Okay. This has been so lovely, David, to connecting with you. It's been ages. So it's nice to be able to chat to you and talk about our weird stuff because it's really important to express and have someone to talk to about even the craziest of things. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And I want to right now close the circle to everything down and return my energy back to me and make sure Julie is back to Julie. And thank you,
Perfect.
everyone. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.